Okay, everybody, we are here in Noteflight and we are ready to do our actual notation. We've gone through the basic process of figuring out uh, the details of the triads and keys assignment, but now it's time to actually learn how to notate it. So we've got an account, we've got all this stuff we can do, which is always really tempting. But the most important thing to do at the beginning, the thing we kind of always often forget to do, is give this a nice title. So I'm going to, not surprisingly, call it Triads in Keys. I'm going to come over here for composer. I'm going to put my name. So whatever your name is, you might want to throw it there. Don't worry about lyricist, subtitle, all that stuff. So really, this is sort of the basic setup, and once we do that, we are ready to actually start interacting with the notation stuff. And this browser notation thing really makes it pretty simple because it pretty much knows if I click here in the music, it comes up, and you can already see there's little note heads. It's ready to go. And basically, there are more complicated ways to do this, but we're going to use just a point and click method. So now I want to make one thing really clear here. We're going to do this slightly differently than I did it in the way I taught you this material. You'll remember at the beginning when we first did it, we started, gives us a little sound, by writing the entire scale, and don't worry about these notes not being right, and then we put the rest of the notes on the triad. I'm going to say for this, do not do that. So I'm actually about to go through right now. I'm deleting what I already wrote, because instead of writing a note, just one note for the entire scale and then adding the third and the fifth, I'm going to recommend you use your notes already. I'd prefer that you sort of write this project out separate and get it all figured out before you try to do this browser notation. So I'd prefer that you know exactly what all the notes are of your triads, so you're really just copying the right answer here into the score on Noteflight. It makes it a lot easier. So you're going to know the three notes that you need right here. I'm sticking with the key I did in the explanation video, so I'm going to be in E major. So I know that I need an E, and then I know the other two notes. So here's the little thing. So I've written one note here. You can see though that the cursor is trying to almost tempt me to write my second note. But I'm going to say to that cursor, no, come back over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click back over here, and look, the cursor comes back. And if I just get my my cursor or my mouse right, I can write a new note. So here's what I'm going to do. My second note needs to be a G sharp. So I'm going to click where G is, and then I'm going to come up here where I've got sharp, flat, natural, and I'm going to click sharp. So you click your note, then you add your sharp or your flat. But look, I need another note. So again, the cursor moves every time I click a note. I'm going to click back here, kind of find if I click before the note it works best, and then I've got my note head again, and I'm going to click B because that's the fifth of this chord. So again, this way is only going to work if you've worked this out already. I would use some scrap paper, work out all the answers by hand, and then you're just going to use Noteflight to put it in. So now I'm ready for my second one. I'm going to kind of speed through this because I've already explained it in the other video. If you do not know how to find these answers, I'm going to strongly recommend stop watching this video right now. Go back to the Triads in Keys assignment video and do it there. But again, just get the process. Write a note, add any accidentals, sharps or flats, bring the cursor back, click the new note. Bring the cursor back, click the new note, add a sharp. So on each one, just like we did, you're going to have oopsie. And if you accidentally do something like that, where I was trying to click here, but it just goes back, just be real calm. Click right here and look, it's back. I needed a C sharp. Here, bring it back, write my next note. if you accidentally write the wrong note, like that's not the note I needed, you can see that note is still highlighted. Don't do anything crazy. Just hit your backspace. Boom, it's gone. I'm ready to write the right note now. B, bring it back. Do D. Come on. D needs to be D sharp. Bring it back. I know this is kind of cumbersome with how many times you have to just bring it back, but this is kind of why I'm recommending do the assignment by hand first. That way, you don't have to simultaneously be dealing with sort of this annoying, inefficient way of notating this while you're also trying to figure out how this crazy stuff works. If it doesn't give you your note head, just sort of hang around for a second. It'll come back. Click it. There it is. I've got one more chord to do. E. Oops. Again, if it goes away, just click it again. If you wait a second, it'll bring that note head right back. Come back. So, instead of writing the entire scale, but all these bottom notes of the triads, I'm recommending you do each 3-note triad first, just to start it. It'll save you time, so you have to work this out ahead of time, but this will make it easier. Okay, now we've got all the triads spelled, and we know that the next part was to name each of these chords using the letter name of the root and then the type, major, minor. We also said that one of them is going to be not major or minor. We're going to mark that with an X. To do that, we need to use Noteflight's text editor. So I'm going to come over here. I've got all this stuff, and I'm going to, even though it says text right here, I'm going to pick performance text. So I'm going to click this T right here, and really, whatever the last note that was highlighted is going to want to be where I put my text. But I'm going to come over here and just click go text right there, and it's back here. And we remember that the name of the first one was, in mine, was E major. I wrote it, but it's up here. The beauty of Noteflight is if I click on that, I can drag it wherever I want. So even though I typed up here, I just clicked it, dragged it on down. So I'm going to do the same thing because now I want to write the name for my second one. Click that. I don't want that though, even though it's telling me. So I'm going to try to click right here. Oops. Oh no. Bad, bad, bad. Oops. So I highlighted that, did that, and now I can write F sharp minor, and I'm using a small m. And again, even if it was way over here, I can just click it and drag it right where I want. And you're going to go one by one, write the name of all these chords. So again, whatever this next one was, I could make sure that it's highlighted, then click T for performance text, and the box comes right there. So I'm just going to sort of leave these as question marks because I want you to figure it out. And then again, if I wanted this one, just click that bottom note, performance text, even bigger mystery, and you're going all the way up. Each of these is going to get a name. One of them is going to get an X. And once you've got that, written down, you will be ready to print this document as a PDF. And after that, you'll just head on to the 2 questions, the written portion of this assignment.